What's up? This is Hobbs. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a fantastic New Year's Eve. Today we're going to be talking about investing into sealed product of Destined Rivals. It's widely considered the best main series set of Scarlet and Violet. It was the last main series set to come out in that era, and we're going to look at where the value is at today and where we see it going. So first of all, let's talk about the products that you could invest into. So the main ones are going to be the booster boxes, followed by the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs, and then the regular ETBs. Then we also have the tins, the booster bundles. I'm primarily going to focus on the booster boxes because one, that's where I parked my money. Two, if you look at main series sets, just going back in time, those tend to be the best investments, hands down. So I can take you over to Evolving Skies, which there's a reason I brought this out today. So Evolving Skies, if you look at the ETBs, they're sitting right around $400. So this booster box, current value today is right around 2,000. So the booster box is outperforming the ETBs just if you look at pack ratios in the sealed product itself. And I don't think Destined Rivals is going to be any different. A lot of big YouTubers that I watch, especially Alpha Investments, Mr. Rudy. I was just watching a video of his the other day, and he flat out said, can we all just agree that Destined Rivals is the next Evolving Skies?
I mean, can we all just agree at this point? Destined Rivals is essentially the Evolving Skies of Scarlet Violet. I mean, is that is that essentially agreed upon? The boxes are 400 already.
I don't know how you guys are going to feel about that, but to me it resonates. I love Destined Rivals. I remember the hype building up to it. So there will be leaks that come out when names for upcoming sets in Pokemon get registered. And just the fact that Team Rocket, we didn't know what cards were in it or anything. Just the name itself, it created this huge buzz and frenzy in the hobby. And myself included, I was so excited to see what was in store for this set. And hands down, I find it to be the best set from Scarlet and Violet, bar none. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. I know I'm not special in that. So like I was saying, I'm going to focus on the booster boxes themselves. So I was able to pick up two of these at release for MSRP. I think that's like $169. So that was obviously a huge score. The current value, I think, on a booster box is something around $400. And then recently I took it a step further because I really believe in the set and I believe in where it's going in the future. So I also got to be careful with this because I got an acrylic case to go around it, but I don't know if you can see it with this light shining on it. So SV10 sealed booster box case of Destined Rivals. So that puts me at 8 booster boxes total. It's the only sealed case of any set that I have. And the reason I pulled the trigger on it, one, not only is it my favorite set from Scarlet and Violet, but two, I have a lot of regrets around Evolving Skies. So on that one, I have one sealed booster box. That alone, obviously is very expensive. And I remember a couple of years ago, it wasn't too long ago, I was living out in Las Vegas and I was talking to my wife, looking on eBay, and I could have gotten a sealed case, just like this one, of Evolving Skies for $2,400. And I just thought to myself, geez, it's a lot of money. Sword and Shield era had just ended, and I didn't know where the set was going to go. I really regret that decision. I wish I would have pulled the trigger and purchased it then, because now it's completely out of my price range. I was just looking at some eBay listings, and I see some for like $17,000 up to $25,000. For the sealed case, you you get a premium. So it's worth more than 6 individual booster boxes. So that's a really cool thing about sealed cases. Collectors generally really like that. So I think this will do really well in the future. And just to kind of gauge that, I wasn't collecting at the time. I wish I would have been, but we're going to look at past Team Rocket sets just to kind of see where they're at, how they've performed over time. So in April of 2000, the first Team Rocket set, first edition boxes were released, and today, first edition Team Rocket booster box is going for $30,000, which is insane. So it's worth $30,000, and that's what, 26 years later. I'm guessing they were selling for $100, maybe $90 at the time. And then the non-first edition one, the unlimited booster boxes, those are currently selling for $7,000. Now, if you were to, even the $7,000 one is insane, because if you would have bought one of those booster boxes at $100 back in 2000, you 70x'd your money. In 26 years, that's an amazing investment. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investor, bro. So I don't recommend you take financial advice from me, but I think that the numbers here speak for themselves when it comes to sealed investment. And then I want to jump over to Team Rocket Returns, which came out in 2004. From my understanding, this was a super slow time for Pokemon as a whole. The hobby was not buzzing and booming like it was in the mid to late 90s. And so I guess this particular booster box had a very limited print run. They're extremely rare. It was the first introduction of Gold Star promos from what I've researched, like the Torchic Gold Star that we've all been hearing about that sells for, I don't know, upwards of like $50,000 to $100,000 for a PSA 10. That's the main chase card in the Team Rocket Returns booster boxes. So they're just going crazy. After that, we got to jump over to the Japanese side because we haven't seen another Team Rocket set in English. But for the 20th anniversary, they did release the Team Rocket cases that came with the promos like Jesse and James and Meowth and then Giovanni. So those also had a limited print run during the 20th anniversary. I believe that I read that those sold MSRP for $120, and today a sealed case of that is going for $30,000. So aside just from the Destined Rivals, I do want to talk about these cases that came out with the Gloria Team Rocket. So I have my open one here that I've talked about in previous videos that I use to hold my PSA slabs and my good polls that I haven't submitted for grading yet. I love this thing. Behind it, I have the sealed case. And I picked those up recently, not even too long ago. I'm sitting on 3 sealed cases of those, and I got them for $110 each. So if I'm just looking at that from an investment standpoint, so during the 20th anniversary, so 10 years ago, the first Team Rocket cases came out. Now, granted, they did have promos in them. Today, those sell for $30,000. So if in 10 years from now, this case does 1/10 as well as the 20th anniversary one, that means in 10 years, I'll be able to sell each one of these sealed products for $3,000. I think it'll perform better than 1/10 as good as its predecessor. Only time will tell. I don't have a crystal ball, but I believe these are being slept on. I don't hear a ton of people talk about them. I did meet a buddy of mine, Abraham, at GameStop, waiting for these Moltres, Team Rocket Moltres boxes. And he was super interested when he heard that I had one. So I traded one off to him. But other than that, I don't hear a lot of people talking about these things, and they're awesome. I use mine all the time. And again, just from an investment standpoint, I think it's going to age really well, like a fine wine. Mewtwo Team Rocket's Mewtwo, if you look at past Mewtwo cards in a PSA 10, just pull some of the values from previous sets. They're crazy. They go for insane amounts of money, going back to, you know, the late 90s up until recently. Like, Mewtwo has a built-in fan base. This set, you know, obviously the main chase card is the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is on the booster box right in the front. We don't usually see that. We don't usually see the chase card as featured on the front of the booster boxes. So I think that's really cool that they did that, because it's rare. And only time will tell where these booster boxes go. Now, I like watching investment videos from, you know, people that have a lot more money than I do, or even people that have distribution. And everyone believes in this set. It should be in print for about 2 more years. You know, Pokemon sets usually stay in print for 2 years. They did a small reprint of the booster boxes a few months back. It was a really quick drop. I just missed it on the Pokemon Center. But other than that, I have never been able to get my hands on a booster box from a local TCG since their release in May. So I don't know if how behind Pokemon is. And we all know they're opening that new print factory, but you know, we're being told that it's not supposed to be operational until 2027. I'm hoping. So I invested, just so you know, I invested in this sealed case like $2,300 from a super legit seller on eBay. The communication with them was great. Everything was on the up and up. They had a ton of sales, ton of really good reviews. So I knew I was safe using them. But what I'm hoping is that we do see another reprint of booster boxes, and that it does drop the price. That's what I hope, because I would like to have a few of these cases. I can only afford one at this price, but if they drop back down to like $1,400, $1,300, I'll definitely grab another one, because I believe that much in the set and where it's going. I think that the Cynthia's Garchomp and the Ho-Oh never gets any love. Ho-Oh has a SIR in this set. It just has so much going for it. The Nidoking, the Wobbuffet being the promo, I think, is pretty cool. I wish they would have had Jesse and James, you know, the original Team Rocket characters from when I was a kid in Destined Rivals. They left them out. But overall, I think they did a fantastic job. Team Rocket's just so cool because it showcases Pokemon in a different light. It shows them in a dark and mysterious way. And a lot of times Pokemon cards are shown in, like, you know, more of like a kid-friendly, light and airy sort of light that they're portrayed in. And I'm someone, you know, I like when I watch Pulp Fiction, some old school movies, or Blow or Goodfellas, I'm the dude rooting for the bad guys, you know. So Team Rocket has always resonated with me. I know a lot of people feel the same. The fan base behind it is insane. And I think these are going to do extremely well. I think maybe in 2 years' time, these booster boxes will probably be sitting at like $800 to $1,000. And in 10 years' time, if I had to guess, maybe $5,000. So solid pickup. I'll be keeping my eye out. I currently am not sitting on any ETBs. I think they look awesome. I'm holding out because I don't want to pick one up on the secondary market for $120. I think if Destined Rivals does get more reprints, I know they're going to reprint the ETBs. I'm not sure if they're going to do the booster boxes. That's why I just bit the bullet and grabbed this, just in case. But the ETBs, I'm holding out. I want to pick some up at MSRP. So I strongly believe in this set. And thanks so much for watching. I don't do a ton of investment videos, but this is one I really believe in. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Thanks, and I will catch you next time.